Shalom, Akim Subhakam GMSLondon, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak the ones unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and honors that led to the brothers on the highways and byways, teaching his truth in all sincerity. Okay, just an article up here from well, the app is Judgely. I got Judgely as an app. I believe it's from zerohedge.com. Okay, probably want to find it. Okay, we got here Sweden on the verge of completely cashless. Okay, we know this is a growing trend, throughout the world. All these countries are gradually, doing away with their physical money, man. Okay, and they're turning into, more and more, digital transactions are being taken place. Okay, and this is a growing trend across the world right now. But Sweden, the Scandinavian nations, man, they're a bit ahead of the curve when it comes to this. Okay, so they've been doing this for a while anyhow. Okay, but it's coming to a point now, it's almost to the point where there is no such thing as cash in a society, man. Okay, and like we keep telling you, this is all to link up with the mark of the beast. Okay, which I believe this article actually mentions about the chip, but we'll see. Okay, but I do believe it did mention it. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go on and read this. It says Sweden is rapidly turning into a cashless society, which seems like the utopian dream of many a government figure. Okay, because ultimately this is all the plans of the elites. The elites want a cashless society. Okay, they want to manage and control everything digitally. Okay, and this is why they're doing away with the money system and the current money system. Okay, so what could possibly go wrong from the government's point of view? Isn't it ideal that they could soon digitally control every single person in the country? Okay, and that's the goal of the elites, right? But they, in this article, they mentioned a few issues that could occur. So actually quite a few things are going wrong, so much so that even members of the government are expressing concern. Sweden is the most cashless society in the world. The change is happening fast in the European country. No cash accepted signs are becoming increasingly common sights in shops and eateries across Sweden as payments go digital and mobile. Okay, so just like before, where like checks here in the UK, and I can't speak for other countries, but I know checks here in the UK, and there was a time where you could pay with a check. Okay, but they're very, they're mostly redundant today. Okay, and you can't go in a store and hand over a check to pay for something. It doesn't work that way. Okay, now it's no cash accepted in Sweden in this case. Okay, it's becoming redundant. Okay, it's becoming obsolete. Okay, because it's being taken over by this digital cashless technology, man. Okay, so Sweden is widely regarded as the most cashless society on the planet. Most of the country's banks branches have stopped handling cash. Many shops, museums, and restaurants now only accept plastic or mobile payments. Okay, you got your contactless cards. Okay, you got your contactless payments on your mobile. Okay, this is the main method of payment now. It says last year the amount of cash in circulation in Sweden dropped to the lowest level since 1990 and is more than 40% below its 2007 peak. The declines in 2016 and 17 were the biggest on record. An annual survey by Insight Intelligence released last month found that only 25% of Swedes paid in cash at least once a week in 2017, down 63% just 4 years ago. A full 36% never used cash. Over a third of their population never use cash or just pay with it once or twice a year. Cash is used so infrequently that the government of the country has demonstrated concern, and that this isn't just in the big cities. A source in rural Sweden tells me that even in his remote area, the push to go cashless is omnipresent. Okay, so like I said, for them, it's not even just in the big cities, man. It's out there. Okay, in the more rural parts. Okay, it has become, interwoven into the whole society, into the, in the whole nation. All right, and they got here what could possibly go wrong. Right, and they give these reasons. Right, they talk about aging population, how they don't use the digital side of things, the internet and shit like that. Okay, which is we know that. The older generation, man, they're not really into this technology, and they're slow on getting aboard, and maybe we'll never get on the board, man. But you think the elites care about the Asian population? No. Okay, they're irrelevant. Okay, to the elites, man. They ain't gonna care what they want. Okay, here in the UK, man, they're removing cash machines, man. Okay, and when you can't get to cash machines, these old people, they're gonna have to either get on board with this, Internet of Things technology, this cashless society thing, or they're gonna suffer, man. And like I said, they could just drop dead. In terms of the elites, man. Okay, they don't care. Okay. What else he mentioned here? So it says central bank which predicts cash may fade from Sweden is testing a digital currency, an e-corona. Okay, they that digital currency, man. Okay, because once they get rid of their, I guess what they got is coronas in physical form. Okay, they're going to develop a digital currency, or they have developed a digital currency. Right, it says to keep firm control of the money supply. Lawmakers are exploring the fate of online payments and bank accounts if electrical grid fails of servers are thwarted by power failures, hackers, or even war. Okay, so basically they're saying, if it's all digitalized, so something happens to the servers, hackers and all that kind of stuff, they can lose all their money. Okay, but that's basically what's going to happen anyway with this cash. Because all the cash is right now in the banks is a digital number anyway. It's not actually there physically in money, in pounds and pences and shit. Okay, it's just a number in a fucking computer somewhere. That is all it is. That you're able to draw out physical currency with. Okay, but you're not going to be able to do that no more. Okay, but eventually your bank account is going to be zero. Okay, so that's going to happen either way when this collapse does happen, right? So the potential of the downgrade situation isn't the only problem. Older Swedes and immigrants who aren't really involved in, like I explained, that the older generation, okay, they're not really into it. Okay. I said, I'm pretty sure it mentioned about chip payments, man. Oh yeah, it says here, just to emphasize, the banks refuse to take cash. All right, capital as the banks. The banks are not even accepting money, man. All right, and here it said the reason given for the refusal to accept cash is that they wish to prevent recurrences of the violent robberies that took place in the early 2000s. Okay, so they're gonna cite all these reasons why cash is bad, and digital currency is great. Okay, but there's always two sides to it. All right. So, and of course, there's concern of government control. Alright, so it seems rather ironic that it's the government's pointing out the possibility of trouble with government control in a cashless society, especially since they consider rolling out a new digital currency called e-corona. This is the digital corona or e-corona that could replace physical cash or at least help calm the current cash conundrum. And e-corona would mean that the functions of a currency backed by the state would remain even in all the digital world that is fast approaching. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, okay. So just imagine if the government were in charge of the digital currency, the amount of control they'd have would be breathtaking. Okay, and this is what the elites ultimately are aiming towards. Okay, when they collapse this society and there is no money in the system for you to go out and draw out and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and you get forced to take that mark of the beast, all your currency, all your payments, okay, any money that you are able to gain. I say money, but it's not really money anymore. Okay, anything you're able to gain is going to be controlled and managed, right, through central government. It says, could they simply make your digital currency invalid if you owe taxes or were suspected of a crime? Yeah, they can turn shit off. Deny you access to your your electro money, your e-money. They can do that. Okay, and they will. Alright? It says, could they wipe out everyone's online account in the event of some kind of bank holiday or economic collapse? They can do whatever they want. Once they got you, chipped up, and that's the only way you can receive things, going into the prophecy in Revelations 13, that you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. They can do what they want with you, man. Okay? So if the grid went down a long-term way, all you'd save, I think that's all you would have saved would be lost forever. A short power outage would cripple communities. Every single purchase you make will leave a digital footprint, and huge amounts of personal data could be mined from it. And what about the possibility of online bank robberies carried out by hackers? Okay, here we go. I knew it was in here. And of course, it all goes back to microchips. Right, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Right. So out of all the nations in the Western world, it seems that Sweden is the most enthusiastic about the embedding of microchips into humans for convenience purposes. Recently, Adam Palmer wrote about how thousands of Swedes were voluntarily getting the chip for their own convenience. The microchip bypasses the need for cash tickets, access cards, and even social media, according to the Daily Mail. In June 2017, SJ Rao, the Swedish train operator, announced that 100 people were using microchips for train rides, obviously indicating that the rail system was already set up to handle the payment system before anyone was ever microchipped. It's been planned from way back. Okay, the infrastructure is being built around the operation of this chip. Okay, and everything that we're reading about collapses and all that kind of stuff, that is all going to happen, man. And this chip is going to play an even more prevalent role in society than it already does. Right, it says, for this system, passengers with a microchip in their hand have their ticket loaded directly onto the device, and the train conductor can read the chip with a smartphone to confirm payment. The Daily Mail paints the chip in a positive light. They're all going to. Okay, you're going to hear a bit of negative tones here and there. Okay, but the agenda is to push this. Okay, so the media mostly is going to push this in a positive light. This is recounting the opinion of Slizvia Vesgat, whatever, 28, who said the chip basically solved my problems. The problems Ms. Verges is referring to is apparently the problem of manually purchasing a ticket or engaging in a phone-based transaction, because people are getting lazy. Alright? It says, well, thank goodness for poor Miss Vars' horrible burden has been lightened. Many readers expressed dismay, shock, and revulsion at the very idea of having a chip implanted in their bodies. And I am with you, but we're witnessing something important here. We're watching an alarming glimpse at the future. It will happen. Okay, so the end game of complete control truly seems to be in sight as more and more Swedes go cashless. Okay, but they're thinking small scale. They're thinking about just the Swedes. Man, no, this is a global operation run by the elites to gain complete control over the earth. That is the end game. Okay, and these peons don't really see it. Okay, but it's here in prophecy, and we're just gonna read it again because we keep reading this. It comes out all the time. Okay. Revelations 13 and verse 16 says he calls it all both small and great, rich and poor, free